Hi friends, hope you all are having an awesome day today. It's that time of year again. The Nintendo Switch Pro rumors are starting to pop up everywhere online, and this is hot off the heels of the Nvidia presentation that happened earlier today. The RTX 40 series GPUs were announced, and there was a bunch of pretty much press covering that specifically, but leading up to that presentation, there were some leaks, some rumors about other things that Nvidia had been working on. Now, it's technically around that time if you were to make any sort of sense or logic in terms of how Nintendo's been releasing their consoles. The original Nintendo Switch came out in 2017. The next iteration, which was the Switch Lite, came out in 2019, and the Nintendo Switch OLED, which was technically supposed to be the Nintendo Switch Pro, this guy was really not. I mean, everything that was rumored about it was essentially true. I mean, we got the potential, the dock is potentially able to upres all the way to 4K and have an 4K output signal, but everything inside of it, the internals, they didn't reflect that. It's still the same system on a chip that we got all the way from 2017. That chip was actually originally made in 2015, and honestly, it's showing its age, especially with some of the games that are being released on the Nintendo Switch. Now, when all of that was happening for the Nintendo Switch OLED, we were in the middle of the remnants of 2020 and kind of like everything that was left of that. So I understand silicon overall for all sorts of industries were hard to come by, and that led towards everything that was tech related becoming much more expensive than what it is today. Thankfully, the GPU shortages and silicon shortages overall have been kind of getting back to normal levels, and things are kind of becoming more accessible and more available for manufacturers and retailers and so on and so forth. So looking at potentially having a Nintendo Switch Pro be announced in 2023 makes sense in that sense. Now, these rumors, they've been going on for quite a bit, basing out of Taiwan, and there's been a lot of things that have been said that I'm kind of like, hold your horses, man. Take this with like a huge grain of salt. I'm not 100% sure if this is actually something that is, I guess, feasible. So let's go ahead and go over everything. Let's talk about the different specs in comparison to the old Switch and what that could potentially mean for this potential Switch Pro. Guys, if you like videos like this, like the video because likes are free after all, and subscribe. That way you can go ahead and stay up to date. Now, the main difference between the Tegra X1 and the T239, which is this rumored system on a chip, is that they're going to be substantially more CUDA cores. The original X1 had 256 CUDA cores. This T239 that's going to be coming out will have 2048 CUDA cores, and it sounds like it's a huge difference. But we also have to remember that the rumors also point towards there being DLSS, which is deep learning super sampling. That allows you to get a small image like a 720p resolution image and upscale it to, I don't know, 1440p, 4K if it's even possible, and have a sharper quote unquote image. Obviously, you got to take it all with a grain of salt because there's a bunch of other things that are roaming around in this rumor that was released. They are saying that the current GPU, obviously, that we have on the Nintendo Switch is clocked at 768 megahertz. This new GPU that is going to be coming out with this new system and everything like that will be able to hit almost 1 gigahertz worth of power. When it comes to that, in terms of what you could do with the Switch, consider it like this: 720p at potentially 60 to 120 frames per second. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's what could potentially be possible with this Switch Pro. When it comes to actually having it docked, what they are saying is that we could potentially have 1440p resolution native right out of the box, especially with optimized content. Add in the DLSS into it, and we could technically get 4K. I don't know, that's not mentioned in the rumor, but overall, like, I'm just thinking out of the box, speculations, of course, that we could potentially see 4K in some form. Could be checkerboarding, kind of how we saw on the PS4 Pro. Who knows? But Nvidia's technology is only getting better with age. So this is something that I could potentially see happening with a Nintendo Switch Pro. Aside from that, everything else that's mentioned is a little bit more of the technical things. So if you're into PC gaming, this might be something that interests you. I'll go ahead and I'll put everything on screen. That way you can go ahead and see the difference between the two. Overall, this is extremely exciting because it is around that time where we would go ahead and see the next Switch iteration. I would obviously love to go ahead and play that on my LG TV downstairs. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I will see you on the next one. Till next time, guys. Peace.